a star, they hear my name and remember me.
From the site that many call the loudest in the NFL, we are inside Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Tonight, we've got a good AFC matchup on tap between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And we are underway from Kansas City. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense. So much for staying ahead of the chains with a 3 or 4 yard gain on 1st down. They moved the chains with a nice little run.
Yeah, they're making the chain gang hustle a little bit to try and keep up, aren't they? Because a lot of the first series of games are scripted, many times to probe and find some holes in the defense. Sometimes you attack with some big-time runs, too.
Now Mahomes on the bootleg. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 41. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. He'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now Wilson. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
On 3rd down, Wilson. To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done. 23 yards on the play. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got us a turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And the Chiefs are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they've got to be breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief. The first time you throw the football winds up being picked, but fortunately for them, it does not lead to points.
Well, that tells you about team football, doesn't it? Everybody gets together. What's that term they use? Complementary football? Okay, he threw the pick. The defense got together and said, hey, let's shut them down. Let's not turn it into points. They did exactly that. Now he gets a fresh start, a clean slate.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Mahomes to throw. Man open, that's Marquez Valdes-Scantling. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. Mahomes to MVS there for the Kansas City first.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Kwan Williams. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his 2nd interception.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
On 2nd and 10, Wilson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Here's Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
The kick by McManus is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. Well, they got the turnover in great field position, but unable to do anything with it. And they're left taking the easy 3 on the field goal.
Yeah, you're right about that. A great chance at a short field touchdown. On a sudden change, you take the ball away. You expect your offense to put into the end zone, but they'll take the 3 for now, even if they feel just a little bit let down.
And all in all, pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second and 9. Mahomes going to throw. Under a heavy rush. rush, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain.
And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
23 yards, the final tally. Throwing is Wilson. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
We know all the receivers go through those tiptoe drills, right, trying to get their feet down inbounds. But a lot of the times what we don't talk about is when they're up in the air and they catch the ball. You ever notice how they...
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown.
He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam.
A 16-yard touchdown. And the Broncos are in for 6. McManus's point after is good. And the lead grows to 10-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Thrown out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Mahomes. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs.
They'll drop to throw. And this one caught by Travis Kelce.
And he will have the Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Mahomes now on 1st down. Flushed. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Randy Gregory able to get in there and drop him behind the line.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Yellow!
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked off by Pat Surtain. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
From the 27, Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Wilson will throw again. He'll get this one to Patrick. Touchdown! Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Broncos are in for 6. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time.
And now here's another interception. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarter.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Justin Reed.
And the Chiefs will have solid field position here as they take over at the 45-yard line.
Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
Mahomes now to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Catch is made by Hardman. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number one. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Mahomes again, eluding the pressure right. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
3 yards remain for 2nd down.
Now here's Mahomes. And that's caught. It's Kelce. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelce as the first half is winding down. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. It's his running back, Melvin Gordon. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Now he's going to let it go deep back over the middle. He's got a man complete. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now.
And the Broncos will extend their lead here just before halftime.
McManus's point after is good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away from the 6.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
The final adjustments taking place here for both of these squads. They're about ready for the second half in Kansas City. And for the Colts, we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway.
And no run back here as the 3rd quarter will commence with a touchback.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Wilson's throw taken in here by Patrick.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Throwing now, Wilson on first down.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick six territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the third row.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Wilson. And that is incomplete. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
35 yards that time on the punt, and it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Mahomes now on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards on the gain there, and it's going to bring up a tough 3rd and 7.
Running lanes run a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
They find some open field here. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might run out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. He'll get that complete to Albert O. That'll go for a gain of 7. That's going to be 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 2. Now Wilson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense is marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on third down, isn't it?
And they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And a good result there, as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nick Bonito, his second sack of the night.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Throwing on second and long. Mahomes, it's Kelsey on the ground. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. That's 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. 3 quarters have come and gone. We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with a football, but with work to do on the scoreboard, they trail as we start quarter number 4. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Mahomes. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Jones. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Again, it's Jones. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 72 yards on the ground for him so far.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Again, Edwards-Helaire. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
his second touchdown of the night. And the Chiefs go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Extra point by Butker is on target. And now things get a little more interesting here in this fourth. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's Wilson. That's going to be caught by Judy. And some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Got a man open. It's Sutton. Shoves him aside. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Albert Okwuegbunam, the intended target. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's a give up the middle. It's Gordon. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Now it's Wilson. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So, my goodness, I would have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
And that's going to be a Chiefs first down as he gets us up past the 30 to the 32.
And they picked up a little bit of yardage there. And now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run the play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Here's Mahomes. He's got Smith-Schuster. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Mahomes to throw it. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Mahomes. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth. Wow. Wow. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense...
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
On second down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Now Mahomes sliding out of the pocket. Completes it to Hardman. It's a gain of 14 there, and that should be enough to get him home free.